Hey guys, real quick. This short video is sponsored by Duke Cannon. Get some of their cologne and don't smell like a little bitch. Woman will thank you for it, trust me. Click the link in the description and get free shipping on orders over $25. A majority of your channel is basically on men's right advocacy now. Like, what made you get into that niche?
So, it's always been there in the back of my mind, and I've watched so many of my girlfriends go through divorces, and I've lost friends over the why are you running him through the mother? Why are you trying to take his kids? And on the other side, I've always been much more of a guy's girl than a girl's girl. I have a lot more buddies in my life than I have female friends. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, I've also watched some of my buddies just be annihilated. And I hadn't really thought to talk a lot about it. And when I made a post on TikTok about dad bod stepping up, and it was kind of as COVID was ending and bars were first starting to open up, me and all my girlfriends went out. They shut down cab services. We were all like 45 minutes from home. And they were able to get a cab because they were close. I was not, but at the time we didn't know. We had no one to call because we were all together. I called him and he was going to be willing to drive 40 minutes from his house to pick me up, drive my girlfriends all over, which would have been about a 2.5-hour round trip to get him back because we were in all different sides of the city. They ended up getting cabs or getting Ubers as he was pulling into the thing. And I posted a TikTok that was like this is a really good man and I better get my ass off these dating apps. And there was such an outpouring from men that when I talked about and they were cheering him on, like, holy crap, the good guy finally won. We never see the good guy win. Mm-hmm. And I was seeing that there were a lot of them also like telling stories of what they'd been through and heartache and heartbreak. And at the same time, I was watching a couple of my buddies go through their like nasty divorces and finalize and heartbroken. And it just kind of was like, it just kind of was like, I mentioned something one day, then I mentioned something. And then the more and more I actually started looking at the stats on a national basis, I was like, this is not just a 1 or 2 guy thing. This is a huge problem. Like, this is a huge bias and an injustice. And then as I kind of started familiarizing myself with the MGTOW guys, which I agree on, there are some crazy extremists that just hate women. But then there are the other ones that are really just doing it for the benefit of saving young men from the heartache that they've gone through to teach them not to divorce. It's kind of like, wait, but what about all of my friends' sweet little daughters? Like, mm-hmm. And as I was thinking all of this, I'm watching the male creators that are getting shut down one right after another by these feminist groups. And I've always been very much on the, look, if you want equality, that's great, but don't expect them to pay for your dinner. Like, I hate my female friends that are like, he can't do that in the workplace, but buy me dinner. No, cop it up. Like, pay your way in life. Don't complain about it. Like, don't come away from a date and think he's cheap because he asked you to buy the drinks after he bought you dinner earlier. Like,
yeah, my friend, you may have heard of him. He's been completely deplatformed from TikTok, and he's been deplatformed so many times that like his phone, like his SIM card is banned from TikTok. So like he can't even create new accounts. He goes by Black Spider Guy Advice. He dresses like Black Spider-Man. He talks about that a lot. Like, he talks about the modern women, they want traditional men, but they themselves don't want to be traditional. Like, they feel like they're owed something. You know,
it's the Me Too movement of feminism. I mean, that's feminism. That's exactly what it is, because the core of feminism is great. I mean, they fought for equality. They fought for PTSD support. It was about equality for all. They were bettering men's issues as well as bringing women into the workforce and the playing field. But then all of a sudden it became we're going to rule the world Me Too movement of today's radical feminists. That's like, we want it all, but we still have these expectations on men.
Yeah.
We also want to be above, and we don't care what we take from men. It was like, we're going to fight for some court change because women didn't have the right to work. And then a husband would decide he wanted to divorce, and she would be left high and dry, having never worked her entire life and basically be on welfare.
Right.
But it's gone way too far.
Right. Yeah. Like I look at like alimony laws and stuff like that. Like those were designed for situations like that when women couldn't work, they didn't work, they had no other resource unless they had some kind of man to take care of them. That made sense then. It sort of makes sense then. But now with all this equality being thrown around, you know, like everywhere you turn, it's equality, right? Like they should be able to work now. Right? You wanted this.